Today we are going to see how to do basic prep using Nuke, Silhouette and Mocha. We are gonna cover topics like shot planning, creating denoise plates, camera tracking, creating clean plates, doing prep, grain, rendering and final QC. This is a series of tutorials, so don't forget to subscribe and keep motivating me with pressing that like button and commenting your thoughts down. Okay, so this is a folder structure. Prep shot 1, this is my shot name. In out workspace, we can see 3 folders here, so always make sure to follow these guidelines. Inside in, we have plates, QT and reference. So inside QT we have the QT from the client side. So out we don't have yet anything. Just inside workspace we have toolsets and work file. So work file is the folder for specific work files from these 3 softwares: Mocha, Nuke and Silhouette. So Mocha, NK and SFX. Inside toolsets we have to create some folders, that is mats. Also we have folders for paint out, especially for a render out from Silhouettes. This is a folder for clean plates, and also we have folder for shapes. We can create folder for tracks also. This is customizable. You can make folders inside here like anything. Okay, so we have the folder structure here, and now what we are gonna do is like go back to in, and we have the QT. So we are gonna render that QT into plates. Okay, we are gonna open Nuke now. Okay, let's wait until Nuke opens up. It all depends on your machine configuration. Here we have the Nuke. Now we have the plate here inside Nuke. So just play and see. So we can see like the footage starts from 1 and it ends into 88 frames. Also you can check the resolution of the plate, and yeah, you can see HD is the resolution of the plate. So go into the project settings and set the full size format as HD, full HD. So always make sure when you start a work, always make sure the project settings is set. Take the right node. I'm gonna render this MP4 format into the plates folder. So it is always important that you work on sequential basis. Okay, so copy that path and paste it over here. Open this, and inside plates we are gonna copy the name of the shot, that is prep shot 1. Okay, I'm gonna copy this one. Okay, paste it over here. Dot hash 4 times hash dot exr, or any file formats. You can use exr or TIFF or TGA or JPEG. So yeah, JPEG, or you can use DPX also. Okay, so I'm using JPEG here because I can work easily in JPEG, and this is only for tutorial purpose. So here we have the quality. Always make sure the quality is 1. Okay, now everything is set, and just we can see like okay, so what I did mistake is like I have to start the footage from 1001, because most of the production pipeline will be starting from 1001 because of the COM purposes. So I will set the global settings as 1001 and 1288. Okay, and now the global settings, I mean the footage starts from 1001, I mean 1001, and ends at 1288. Okay, now I'm gonna render the MP4 format, the QT, into JPEG sequences. So you can select the global, like okay, so this is done, and uncheck the continue on error, and yep, now we can simply render this MP4 format into JPEG. So let's wait until it gets rendered. Okay, now the MP4 is rendered, and we have the JPEG sequences here. You can see inside plates there are a sequence of frames here, like we have 288 frames with the HD resolution. You can check that in the JPEG folder. Also you can check the file resolution as well. So it's set. Okay, now we have the JPEG plates inside Nuke. Also we have the QT, that is MP4 inside Nuke. We are gonna take JPEG. Like you can see some notable difference in JPEG, because JPEG breaks the footage. I mean it compresses the image a bit, not a bit, it compressed a lot here. So basically if you're working on a production pipeline, you don't have to do any of the stuff which I did now. This is for if you are gonna do some tutorials, or I mean do some work in home, you can follow these things. So now everything is set. We have to create a reference image. So what I'm gonna do in this shot, that is my question. So take a paint node, come back into the first frame, take the brush tool. Okay, so I'm gonna draw. Okay, so white we don't need. I'm gonna change this color here. Click on this option and you can choose whatever color. You can see the color here. Okay, this is the color which I selected now. Okay, a little bit variation. I mean, we can select over here also. Yep, this color will match. Like, okay, so in the first frame, I mean 1001th frame, I'm gonna draw here because I'm gonna remove this table fan from this shot. Okay, so it might be considered as a fresher task. So for a fresher it can be an advanced task too, so bear with us. We will see how we can do a prep in this shot. Okay, so now we have a reference here. So remove the fan. Okay, done. Now we have a reference image here. Next thing what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna render a single frame from here. So go back into the reference folder, copy the path and paste it over here and open that. Inside reference, copy this name, prep shot 01. Okay, I have copied that, paste here, underscore reference. Okay, dot 4 times hash dot jpeg, because this is the reference image, we can render directly as jpeg. Save. Okay, always make sure the quality is 1 and gonna render this only 1 frame. So just keep as global or whatever it is. So just remove all these things. 1001 only single frame. So always uncheck continue on our. Okay, render is done. Now I'm gonna load that. So read. Okay, just go back. This is input. Okay, we have plates here. Okay, you have the JPEG image of reference also. So now in Nuke we have MP4 and JPEG, as well as we have the reference image. So these all are the basic steps which will be done in a production setup. You don't have to worry about doing all these things. Next important step, saving the Nuke script. Okay, go back into workspace, work file, NK, copy this path, paste it over here, NK, and now I'm gonna name the Nuke script as prep shot 01. Okay, underscore v001. You can, like, you always have to name it as v001 2 3 sequentially, because file may go corrupted. So always do a save as. So we have the script saved. Now we are going to start the work. It's always important to save the script whenever it's possible. So next step for me is to like plan the shot. It's very important. So I have catch my image. Now you can see the movement of the shot. It's just a translate movement. So you can plan wherever you can get the track from this shot. Also how many clean plates you can make, you have to make to do this prep. You can see like we have to recreate this chair a bit because we have some sort of information in the last frame. So we have to recreate something over there. Also we have to recreate this BG wall to remove this entire fan. Yeah, we need to create a clean plate entirely for the wall. So we have to recreate this switchboard also. We have a reference here, so we can make use of that, or you can recreate too, because we are not gonna see the entire switch in the plate. So also we can notice like there is grain in the input. So just go into the channels, red or mostly in blue channels, we can see the grain a lot. So yeah, you can see the grain over here. So our next step is to denoise this plate. So always make sure when you're doing a prep or paint task, always make sure you denoise your plate using the Nuke's default denoise or reduce noise. So next step, what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna organize this script a bit. For that what I can do is like using backdrop node. So select all these setups and take backdrop node. Yeah, so I'm gonna organize this very neatly so that I will not be confused in any time while I do the work. So I don't want this MP4 because I have already rendered that here. So we have the JPEG input here and we have the reference image here. So I'm gonna do like we don't want this rotopane and write node as well, because I have already rendered out the reference image, so I'm deleting that also. Now we have the input here and we have the reference here. So I'm gonna take a sticky note to mark, like to avoid confusions mainly. So you can type it like input. Yeah, so even you can change the font style or font size for this, like it's all customizable. So I'm gonna type in 50 as font size. Okay, so here I have like input here and I have the reference image inside my script. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna introduce you a node, postage stamp. So always make sure you use postage stamp instead of using multiple times the input node. So wherever you need an input, you can just simply connect the postage stamp node and connect the input with that. You can get a thumbnail view. It's kind of similar to dot node. So I have copied that sticky note here and pasted it. So this is my input now. This reduces the memory usage by the CPU. Okay, so just go back to the folder structure. Here we have the plates here. So inside workspace, just go into the tool sets, create a folder name like pre-render. Okay, so pre-render is a folder where you're gonna render all those pre-comps and denoise and all. So inside pre-render, I'm gonna create a folder denoise underscore input. Okay, underscore input underscore version 001. I mean 001 because there are instances where you have to render multiple versions of denoise. So yep, now I have created a write node. I have copied the path also. So open this. Inside this folder we are gonna copy this prep short 01. So this is my input name. I have created that dot for hash dot jpeg or whatever resolution whatever formats you are using. So save it, save the thing, like make the quality 1, render. So before render I have to denoise this plate, right? So take a denoise node. Okay, connect that here. Okay, so we need to denoise this. We are getting an error here, no worries. Just show the pattern of noise in your plate using this bounding box or this box. So place an area where the black and white points are average. So also there should not be a texture. So you can grab the pattern easily if you place that over a place where the pattern is like we have a plain pattern. We don't need a texture over there. So now you can see you can't see much difference in the denoise. Okay, now you can see some sort of difference here. Yep. Okay, yeah, you can see the difference in the white areas also, I mean in the brighter areas also. So I'm gonna place this here, somewhat here. Okay, now let's see. Yeah, you can see a marginal difference in the between the denoise and the input. Now you can test by placing wherever it is comfortable for you, but make sure you are not losing any details in the color channels or the separate individual channels also. Make sure you are not affecting the input by denoising it. So always make sure to remove the noise in the plate, but not any color information or any information. You can see some differences here because of the JPEG plates. I can reduce this to 0.5. okay, now you can't see much difference or much input loss. So gonna render now. Okay, click on this. Just select the input, or you can select the global as well. Okay, always make sure global. So now let it get render. Okay, it's rendered. Yep, it's gonna render. Okay, it's rendered. Okay, now we have the denoise plate. Select this and press R for loading that plate. So here we have the denoise plate. You can make sure like the denoise input D01. So without opening the folders, I have loaded that denoise plate inside Nuke. You can see that here. So copying this sticky note and placing it over here. So just renaming or just typing it denoise underscore input. Okay, so now we can see like we have the denoise plate and I can start my work. Yeah, I have organized everything. So this is very important while you do any task. Organize your script very well so that it will be easy for you to work. Now we will move to the next step, that is the most important thing, which is the base of prep, that is camera tracking or tracking. So I'm gonna use Mocha Pro, OFX version of Mocha Pro inside Nuke. If you are using standalone version, it will work. Okay, we have the properties of Mocha Pro OFX version. I'm not gonna explain all those things. Here we have the insert pipe also. You can use any element for inserting inside Mocha. So straight ahead, I'm gonna launch this Mocha UI. Okay, this is the benefit of Mocha UI. You don't have to save the file and all. You can simply open the UI and start tracking. So here is the footage. I'm gonna draw a spline for tracking. So just come into the last frame. Okay, here I'm gonna draw a spline for the chair, because first thing what I'm gonna track is the chair. So use the X plus. Okay, so yep. Okay, so drawing a spline here also to support the track. Okay, now the next step is the important one. Always make sure you set the subsurface before clicking on the track button, because it is very important to tell the software that we are concentrating the track for this plane, or as you know, like Mocha is a planar tracker. So we are just like literally telling software like we are concentrating on this specific area, and we are exporting the corner pin on those on this area. So I'm just setting the subsurface according to like it don't have to be like 100% perfect and accurate. I'm just keeping it roughly according to my view, my perspective. Okay, just turn off this queue and track. So it's getting tracked. It's taking a bit time. Okay, the track is almost complete now. Yep. Now let's play and see how the track came. Okay, you can see there is some sort of skewing or some sort of like track sliding in the initial frames. So what I'm gonna do to avoid that, like come into this frame, and I'm gonna right click this spline and delete it. Okay, I don't want this spline here after. So you can delete that. Okay, so select this spline, and from here I'm gonna track. So you don't have to like track the entire range again, you can track it from there. So now we have got the track. Let's play and see. Okay, now it's perfect, right? Okay, so this is like one benefit of Mocha. You can add number of splines according to you and track. So drawing a spline for this area. Okay, so okay, there is some confusion. I'm gonna delete this. Just use X spline, not X plus. Okay, I'm gonna track now this BG wall. Okay, so here we have some data, so I'm drawing a spline over here. My subsurface is almost set. I'm gonna track straight ahead. Okay, I have you have noticed like I have turned off this queue option. Okay, just track it forward also. Yep, I'm examining like now only I'm just tracking this thing, so I don't know the track will come perfect or not. Let's check. Okay, now the track is set. Let's play and see. Okay, oops, we have some sliding in the track here, because I guess because there are a lot of like bright and dark values in the BG, and it's taking the parallax of the BG for the track. So we have sliding in this track. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna delete this spline and use a technique for that. Okay, so just select this spline and gonna delete it, drawing a new spline. Okay, take an X spline. I'm drawing it like this in the borders. I'm gonna draw a spline here. Okay, our subsurface is set. Straight ahead, just turn off all these things, only translate. Okay, let's track and see how our track is coming. Come back to this frame and oops, just come back to this frame, click on this track. Yep. Okay, now we have almost done. Yep, now we have got the track for the BG wall. Let's play and see. Okay, yep, now it's almost, yep, now the track is good. I mean, we don't need like 100% camera tracker kind of accuracy. We are gonna do a clean plate and track that. We have customization options in Nuke, so don't worry, like we have to track it 100% accurately. So I'm gonna draw a new spline here for this screen left wall. So it is having kind of perspective, so I'm gonna draw a spline over here and adjust the subsurface according to the perspective. So as I told earlier, it helps the software to like concentrate on the track much easier. Okay, so I have set the subsurface. Now let's track and see. I have turned off the like, let's track straight ahead. Okay, yep, we can see some sort of sliding. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm turning on the perspective. Let's see how turning on the perspective, because we have a large perspective here. So how, let's zoom in and check how the track is coming. Okay, oh, so we have a lot of sliding here because I think because of the JPEG plate, because it is some sort of compressed image. So what I'm gonna do is like I'm turning this, adjusting the subsurface a bit, and we don't want anything. I'm just using translate option for that because it gives much better result, and we can adjust later in Nuke also. So my tracking is almost done. We have the track, yep, okay, we have the track for screen left wall. You can see that here. Also we have track for like entire range we tracked. Yep, we have tracked the entire range. Also we have track for the background wall. Also we have track for the FG chair also. So we have the track for entire clean plates. Now we have to export this track options, export tracking data. We have silhouette corner pin, also we have Nuke corner pin. We have other options for exporting also to Nuke 7 tracker, Nuke SK, and a Nuke corner pin. We are exporting Nuke corner pin. Okay, thank you for watching guys, and this is the first part of the tutorial, and second part and third part will be coming soon. So do subscribe my channel and follow the next updates.